Right, there we go. How's it going this morning?
Pretty good, pretty
There we go.
good.
Sweet, sweet. Thanks for having me.
Nah, thank you for being on. It's an honor for me to be able to
Oh, no,
interview.
thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
So,
Humbled.
how did you get the audition for Cobra Kai, and how was that audition process kind of like?
Good question. Well, it all starts with our agents, our beloved agents. They help us so much get through this, the rigmarole of everyday auditions. Uh, I'd say around August of 2019, I got an audition, I guess, offer from my agent for the Cobra Kai series, and I had done it like we do. A lot of our actors, we just go out there and we just do auditions and we send them out there and we forget about them because you just send them to the wind. So I had left the
Yeah,
country. It was my 20th wedding anniversary with my wife. We had left the country and I had no internet signal, no emails, and all of a sudden I get to a part and I said, we're going to shut down. When you're on vacation, you just want to just shut down and just, kind of leave the world behind you. So I had
yeah,
gotten internet signal intermittently towards the end of my vacation, and my emails are blowing. My gosh, congratulations, you just booked Cobra Kai, and I'm like, get out of here, man. That's crazy. I was a fan before it was cast,
yeah,
and it was truly
yeah.
a dream come true, man. What a great experience. So that's
So,
kind of how that went.
with the scene with at the school for your scene in Cobra Kai, was that a 1 day shoot, or how many days was that shot?
That was a 1 day shoot. It was one of the I guess the first few days of shooting season three. Excuse me, and it was interesting to say the least. A lot of extras, a lot of people in the background. We had like an auditorium kind of filled, and what you see there, that's not CGI. That's all real people out there, and it was a little nerve-wracking, especially when you're working with these consummate actors like Billy Zabka and Ralph Macchio, and the whole cast is just unbelievable experience, but definitely one for the books for sure.
Yeah, I really liked your scene where you were like, "Don't be all high and mighty, LaRusso. You're the
Oh,
one that taught them that my edgy crap." I loved that. That was awesome.
oh, dude, that was a lot of fun. But from an actor's perspective, I kind of I let you know I kind of apologize to Ralph Macchio because I do have total respect for the whole franchise. And again, rest
Yeah,
in peace, Pat Morita. If it wasn't for Pat, none of us would be here with the saga
yeah,
continuing. And by me saying it in that way, that was definitely designed that way from the big three. I was
yeah,
supposed to say it that way, but again, it was interesting to have like a mic drop moment there that kind of set the tone for the rest of the series, showing that the parents and everybody was just fed up with karate and what had transpired at the school. And I guess I was the linchpin of the of the parents out
yeah.
there. So I think Roger's character might be a Cobra Kai. I don't know. We'll see. It's a little badass, but it's cool.
S yeah. What was your experience like on the Ozark?
Ozark was awesome, dude. I mean, that was one of my first ever appearances, and unfortunately, a lot of times when you do scenes, you get cut out. A lot of stuff gets edited,
Yeah,
so you barely see me. But when we did film, I mean, there was a scene there in episode. If you're a fan of Ozark, that second season, episode one is the one I appeared in. We kind of abduct Jason Bateman's character, Marty Bird, and we put him in a car, and a lot of that was kind of blurred and cut out. But I was in one of those cars for sure.
yeah.
But it was fun working with Jason. He's a great actor, great friend, and hope to do it again with him someday. A lot of projects out there.
Did you get to work with Mark Wahlberg on Mile 22?
Indeed, indeed. That was another one of my firsts as an actor. And when I started as an actor, I started as a background actor doing just BG for a while so I can learn kind of how the direction is on stage and what have you. And I did it purposely because I did have to, you got to cut your teeth somewhere. You can't just be
Yeah.
thrown in the deep end of the pool. But early on in my acting career, that was one of the first movies I was in. And it was kind of, again, another nerve-wracking experience because Peter Berg, if you're not familiar with him, he did so many different movies. He was a director of Deepwater Horizon, just so many different movies with Mark. He's a good friend of Mark Wahlberg. I was one of those what they call featured background, And at the end there, they picked me out and they said, "Hey, you're in the big scene. Come on, we'll give you a couple lines." So that was my first movie I ever had any lines. And again, that was edited out in the final cut. But if you look at the boardroom scene there with Mark Wahlberg and all of us in this, I guess, tactical room where we're trying
Yeah.
to do some scrumming, we were right there. And I was a lot heavier there. It's hard to recognize me. I was a different person back then.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it was a great experience working with Mark and Ronda Rousey and Lauren Cohen from Walking Dead. I mean, just so many different actors on that scene. And it was truly like a master class. These guys, they're just, I mean, this is why they're stars. And I mean, just watching them work right in front of you, what an experience, man. It was really cool. Mark's a great guy.
What was it like everybody thinking that you were Miguel's dad?
Well, that's interesting too. I mean, again, I'm sure you've interviewed a lot of other folks from Cobra Kai. We signed these non-disclosure
Yeah.
agreements, so we can't really talk about it. But again, the fandom, the fans themselves, I mean, you guys, me included, we have so many fan theories about the show. We can write 1,000 seasons, right? So
Yeah.
as soon as word gets out of some of the new actors getting on boarded because IMDb, they throw you in there, and
Yeah.
again, speculation comes out. But I did have to kind of keep that tight lip for a very long time until
Yeah.
January 1st. But I love the fans nonetheless because again they've been just so warm and welcoming to me, within the Cobra Kai universe there. But Roger has his own fan base, and I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, he's his own person. But none of us have last names in that show, so who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows?
So, so you were a parent, I'm assuming it's kind of like what they were, you were kind of like, they were making you sort of because you were at the meeting.
Right, right. So one of those angry guys, angry
Yeah.
parents. But I don't know. It all depends what the big three want to do. If Roger comes back or not, it's up there. None of us really know. Many times you watch the show, you see characters in the first season that don't show up in season two, but they show up in season three. So
Yeah.
this kind of happens. So I hope to be back. It's all up to the big three at this point and what the fans want. So I
Do
hope
you have
you like
any,
the scene.
oh, I
Thank you.
love that scene. Do
Thank
you
you,
have
bro.
any upcoming projects that you can talk about?
Absolutely. So I just did my first audiobook called Calhoun, an American Heretic. It's about 23 hours long. So I just finished that book. It's out on release on audiobook and SoundCloud February 18th. So it's coming up. That's just my first book. And I completed a movie last year called Dating a Killer. You're the first to hear about this. It just was released this week on IMDb, and you'll see
All
my
right.
name attached to that. So all the fans out there, if you're watching, please follow me on IMDb. All my latest and my newest upcoming shows are going to be on there. So I play a pretty nice dude there, a pretty cool detective in that upcoming movie, Dating a Killer, that's going to be released this year. It's a feature film, and also on IMDb, you'll also notice I'm attached to an upcoming thriller called Tomorrow's Taken that is to
Okay.
be filmed, and that's going to be another big movie thriller. So I can't wait to be part of that. And again, tons of auditions, man. I mean, the
Yeah.
finally COVID has hit the industry pretty hard, but we're starting to see a lot of life come back to the industry. We're starting to do a lot of different projects. So you'll see there's a lot of new content coming out, and I'm just excited to be part of it. But some of that I can't talk about. But
Yeah.
we are all auditioning for some major roles out there, and I'm very grateful for being on that journey with Cobra Kai because Cobra Kai has afforded many of us, myself included, for opportunities that are being presented.
So what was, I know you weren't in seasons one or season two, but what was your reaction when you knew Cobra Kai was getting moved to Netflix for season three?
Wow, that's a good question. Just being a fan from the very beginning, and again, YouTube, right? A lot of people, even myself, were like a little speculative, like, okay, how is this going to pan out? I've
Yeah.
never heard of this before. But being a fan of the show, seeing how the writers created, they paid proper homage to the original, trilogy. We knew that was like lightning in a bottle, So
Yeah.
we kind of knew that this was really growing out of its shoes, that it needed a larger worldwide platform. So we were hoping it was going to be Netflix, and thank goodness it turned that way. Because, I mean, I've heard stories like as of late, like 71 million people have seen
Yeah.
it so far in the country, in this country alone, and then worldwide, it's kind of crazy when I've turned my Netflix to different languages to see myself
Yeah.
see Roger speaking all these
Yeah.
languages. I'm like, wow, I didn't know I could speak that many languages, but it's so cool to watch that. And my kids have a great, they have a great time making fun of their dad, you know. So
Yeah, so yeah, everybody was like wanting to watch it, but they're like, I'm not paying for YouTube, you know, because
right.
you have to get YouTube Red. But did you grow up on the original films or?
Oh, absolutely. I went to
Yeah.
see, I saw the first Karate Kid in the movie theater, and that was always like a summer blockbuster hit. So that was, you know, right after school ended. Well, when I lived in New York, it was June when school ended, and it was like, okay, what's one of the first summer hits I want to see? Oh, this Karate Kid looks great, and it grew on us, and obviously it's a cult classic now, and it's incredible how now this show can traverse folks of my age group as well as my kids and the younger age groups because of this different storyline. So it's really neat to be part of that.
So, can you talk about your experience seeing Star Wars and how that inspired you to get into acting?
Oh man, my dad. I was one of those kids that I was always dragged into the movie theater. My father
Yeah.
loved cinema, man, and it was my first movie in 1977. My dad took me to the Murray Hill Theater in Manhattan, and they had a Star Wars film. I mean, we had to wait 4 hours online just to watch that movie to get tickets, and it was just a surreal moment to see something of that magnitude that had never been done before. But that kind of inspired me. I always wanted to bring that kind of emotion and joy into the fans' face. You know, just like to bring out great art, something that was just created and never been seen before, and to be part of some of these cinematic projects over my short time as an actor has just been surreal to be able to live that dream.
Can you talk about working on Blood on Her Name?
Blood on Her Name was great. It was another one of my early on films there. It was an independent film that had changed names. It was originally called What's Done in Darkness, and then again, when these things get sold, it changed, and it was just a great experience working with some great actors. Uh, Two of them were from Ozark as well, and just being part of that, I was a drunk friend in one of the
Yeah.
scenes that when my buddy gets his nose broken there, I kind of like hold him back from going after this girl. But it was a great experience nonetheless, filmed here in Atlanta. So there's a lot of films being produced here, homegrown in Atlanta, which is like they consider the next Hollywood. They call it Atlanta Wood or something to that nature. But yeah, that was a great experience as well. Blood on Her Name was definitely one great film.
So, do you have any predictions for season four?
Season four, I tell you, the big three keep raising the bar, and I mean these actors are just so good at what they do. Um, One can only tell. I just like to see a little more backstory with Sensei Kreese, with Marty Cove. Again, great guy, and I hope to see more with who he called on the phone at the very end there. Who's to know?
Yeah, hopefully Terry Silver, but we don't know yet. But
Hope so. We hope
maybe,
so, but it
maybe some Mike Barnes too. Who knows?
could be my good friend Mike Barnes. Yeah, that's right. You never know. Never know. But it's going to be a great season nonetheless. And I hope to see more seasons and maybe some backstory projects. You never know. There's always rumors circulating. We read things just like you guys. So I'm just hoping that the Cobra Kai series goes into different avenues, as you see in a lot of projects on television. You see The Walking Dead going to different avenues. You see, if you're a fan. Um, and even Marvel go into different tangents. But there's so much more material, so much content to be heard, to be seen, so much of the story. It can go for years, but I just hope it doesn't end that soon, you know?
Yeah, someone just asked how hard it was to pronounce Miyagi Miyagi.
Well, uh, being a native New Yorker, we kind of flub on words too. We kind of slang things out, so it wasn't too bad. But the way I delivered that, I mean, believe it or not, you said how many days did it take to do that scene? It took one day, but about 50 different takes. And I mean, I did it in so many different ways. I did it when I said my agi crap, and I did a crane move when I said it. They didn't put that one in there, but I did it in so many different ways. That's the one that they picked, which was cool. It ended up cool. But another thing a lot of viewers didn't know that one of the lines I called out Stingray. You heard a voice in the back saying, "Whatever happened to that neckbeard teacher who
Neckbeardy
attacked all the
teacher.
kids?" Well, that
Yeah,
was my that was me who said that, but that wasn't my voice. So they dubbed that in. And but that's something that gets edited, as many things happen, you know, in cinema we get edited out. But I was happy that at least a majority of my scene and that emotion that I try to bring, that energy to match up with how Cobra Kai is. All of us do it. Anybody who has been in that show have to match up that energy, because if you just go in and just say just lines, I mean, it's just words, right? But you have to have that authentic emotion,
Yeah.
because if you didn't know that, you looked at Roger as an angry parent, he was really angry. I mean, to the point that he stopped the whole scene there, almost like a mic drop, and you see, Daniel and Amanda kind of sitting in their chairs, like looking around, like the whole town is against them. So that
Yeah.
emotion was brought out raw. I did my job, I did my part, and that's what we all do. Every one of the actors in Cobra Kai kind of embody that same methodology when we go to work for those. So I'm glad that you guys liked it. Thank you.
So your solution's to hug kids?
Uh-oh, I think we just had a blurb there. You might have missed some of the words I said there. It's okay.
So your solution's to hug kids?
I mean, really, come on, Counselor Blatt. I mean,
Yeah.
Erin Danker's a good friend. She did a great job in that scene too. Jose Vasquez, who plays Principal Lopez, again, good friends, fantastic actors. We're all part of the Atlanta Cobra Kai Dojo family. Many of us, Matt Lewis, Jeff Kaplan. I just did a something coming out soon. We can't really talk about it too much, but Jeff Kaplan, who plays Cruz, good friend of mine, he and
Yeah, I
I
saw
just
that
teamed
photo.
up. Yeah, we just did a project together, so that's going to be coming out as well. Jeff, maybe he can talk to you about it if you speak to him, but that's very hush hush right now. But it's great to be working with a lot of the other folks from time to time on these special projects. And again, I just hope the fans enjoy it.
So was all of your stuff shot in Atlanta for Cobra
Yes,
Kai? Okay.
yes.
I know they
Some
shoot.
so we do 2 sessions. Sometimes if things can't be filmed here, we'll go over. The LA has another set, and they do the sound dubbings, the ADR work. They'll do that there as well if some things don't come out right in the first take. But I didn't have to do that. Everything was filmed right here.
So, what is your ranking of the Karate Kid movies?
Well, just like my Star Wars, I always look at the second one and go back, because you had the first one, which is great. It set the stage, but the second one to me was the best. Just like Empire Strikes Back to me, that was the best one of all the Star Wars. Many people may agree, may not agree, but I see you're a huge Cobra Kai fan, dude. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I love Cobra Kai.
Those are some great. That's a great. That's awesome, dude.
I'll
But
be
yeah, so
adding
I
you up
look at
there
Karate
soon.
Kid 2 as the best one. Hey, dude, send me a DM me. I'll send you a great still from the scene. My manager's
All right,
working on that right now. They're
all
getting all
right.
those, because I was sending before the show. I was just doing headshots for everybody, and I send
Yeah,
those out there. But I'm going to be doing scene shots for everybody, and hopefully, we're crossing fingers. Perhaps when the world, gets back into a better state, we may have what they call I kind of call it the Cobra Cons. That's what I'm
yeah,
hoping
yeah,
we can all meet you guys sometime and do some autographs and picture sessions.
yeah. Those are always fun. I got to meet Ralph, Billy, and Martin a few years back. Those are really fun. But I was
Oh
gonna
yeah,
go to. They've all been canceled and shut down and everything. So
yeah. But we've been told that if things once things do open up again, they're going to open them all up again all over the world, and hopefully you'll see us in a city near you.
they need to just have one really big one in Atlanta with like all the everybody. That'd
Yep,
be.
and that would be nice. We were hoping for like a Dragon Con type of thing here, but again, Cobra Con would be nice, because a lot of the other shows on television, even I'm a big Sopranos fan. They have their Soprano Con in New Jersey. Have some friends on the show there, but Cobra Kai is definitely a show that deserves its own for sure.
So, so what was it like getting to work with Ralph and Courtney?
Man, they are so much fun. They're so convivial, warm. They take in like they know. It didn't even seem like work. It seemed like you were just hanging out with friends, and they made it so comfortable. The scenes give me great encouragement. And again, I asked them questions as me being an emerging actor, them being veterans. Some advice, and they gave me some great advice that I've taken with me to other projects. But I mean, I left that day stronger, as a stronger actor, because of those folks. So grateful.
So, are you Team Miyagi Do, team or team Cobra Kai or team combination, I guess you'd call it.
Well, before Eagle Fang, I mean, I'd say I'm a Cobra Kai all the way.
Yeah,
I
same.
do have I do have my moments that you have to look towards Miyagi-Do to be more of an emotional level. But I'm a Cobra Kai all the way.
So who do you think had the best character development in season three?
Hmm, great question. My favorite character is Sensei Kreese, in my opinion. I mean, Johnny Lawrence. I love Johnny Lawrence character. Billy Zabka is a great, but there's something there. When they went to the backstory, they hit some great opportunities to really flesh out his character. Because I'm one like in Star Wars. You like to see somebody go to the dark side, but you want to see that road to redemption. You want to see how they come full circle, and either they die a martyr or they survive and be a hero at the end. But there's never going to be a perfect ending. There's always going to be some loose ends and that's what kind of keeps stories going. Because if you tie them all together at the end, close loop them, the story ends, right? I like to see these things go on.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody take over after Crease, or who knows? I mean, I have my own theories, so who knows?
The thing he does though is like he can be like a bad guy. He doesn't have to yell though. Just his facial expressions, just like it's so like
Oh
it's
yeah,
just, he's just so talented. I
Marty
but
Cove. Yeah, he's got that stone stoic look, just his
yeah,
eyes. It's yeah, he doesn't. He's a man of not many words, but when he does say those words, they kind of give you the chills because he means what he says. You know he's the real McCoy. He's tough, and he had his
yeah,
backstory, which was kind of sad. When you see what happens with him and his girlfriend, and you hear things, but that those kind of things, those root causes, what shapes people, and that's very true to real life too, right? Can you agree on that?
for
People
sure.
start one way, they end up another way, but there are things that happen throughout their life that kind of shape them.
Yeah, like
And I
his
think that's what
girlfriend.
happened to
Yeah,
Kreese.
his girlfriend died. His buddy got shot. All that stuff happened. So
Oh yeah, that'll mess a guy up for sure.
I just want to thank you for coming on today. It was great to have you on.
Pleasure's
Uh,
mine. Thank you.
do you?
And
I mean, you can
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No,
You
no,
go
go,
ahead.
go, go. Well, the
Just